Jennifer Lopez at the Met Gala, all for the grand total of, well, let's just say I could have bought a car for the cost of my quince. As rites of passage go, the quince's high price tag might just drive you to consider a more economical wild boar spearing. So, why do Latino parents bear no expense? Author Jeffrey Stockin states, the quince is a way for minority groups to demonstrate they have succeeded in America. Despite its cost, the quince knows no social or class boundaries. Families may not have the money, but they still have a quince. This is a recent phenomenon. My aunts, who grew up in Mexico, never had one. Now, they're the norm. Working class Latinos have adopted a practice that only the upper class could afford in their native countries. While this mindset drives many families into debt, the quince is a sure sign to show they've made it. Of course, the cost of a quince can vary, but according to Quince Girl magazine, yes, there's a magazine dedicated to quinces, the average cost is $5,000. So, where does all the money go? Quinceañera.com identifies the 10 most expensive elements, and they're all comparable to a wedding. Topping the list, the venue, the mass, and the catering. And just like a wedding, some families go overboard. Consider Tony Paparina, owner of High Performance Designs in Florida. For his daughter, Natasha, he threw a Phantom of the Opera themed quince, all for the grand total of $125,000. Ultimately, as with most rites of passage, cost is just a part of the equation. But the price of showing they've made it stretches many families to the limit. With the production of Strapping Me in the Dress completed, I was off to St. Clair's. The entrance of the church was filled with my closest friends and family. I can't remember. Okay, the entrance of the church was filled with my closest friends and family. The entrance of the church was filled with my closest friends and family, and I basked in the hugs and felicidades from those who had traveled so far to be there for me. Chicago, California, Mexico. No distance is too great to travel for this family gathering. As a rite of passage, the quince's social significance is tremendous. In Once Upon a Quinceañera, Julia Alvarez explains why so many Latino parents choose to organize a quince. It's a chance to reunite their family and friends. It's common to share the day with friends and family at most major life milestone events. Everyone comes together as one. According to Alvarez, that oneness, that empowering feeling of being a part of an ongoing transmission is what the tradition ritualizes. Why the quince is not about just the girl, but about community. Why they can enrich us all. She's right. When we reconnect, we begin to feel a sense of community. This is especially significant as after their quinces, young Latinas assume more responsibility. Many girls step up to the task. They're expected to focus on their studies and learn household duties, while also working to help the family. Fulfilling these tasks is simple with the support of a community. Unfortunately, many girls lack the support. A recent study by the CDC and USC HHS concludes that 1 in 6 young Latinas attempt suicide. Additionally, 1/4 drop out of high school. Angela Fajardo wonders if the tradition sends young Latinas the wrong message. Now you're grown up and can do as you please. While Latina girls are empowered with more autonomy after their quince, it's clear the support of a community is essential to ensure their long-term success. Secure in the support of my family and friends, I was off in style to the reception. We enjoyed food truck tacos and music from San Miguel Banda. The high point of the night included the most important quince ritual. My dad changed my dirty, mud-covered Crocs to heels, symbolizing my transition to womanhood. Quinces today include many rituals, like the changing of shoes, some traditional and some contemporary. As traditional elements go, the ritual of changing of shoes to heels seems to have originated from Puerto Rico, and it was the highlight of my own quinceañera. The tradition of the última muñeca, or last doll, is also significant. The doll is dressed in a replica of the quince dress, which the girl cradles to signify the end of her childhood. This symbol of bygone childhood is mimicked in the Central American or Puerto Rican custom of having a child dressed up as a small version of the quinceañera, to be a symbol of innocence. The crowning of the girl is often attributed to the Mexicans, but here in the US, every girl gets her tiara. These practices ensure that quinces today are grounded in rich cultural traditions. However, 1960 marked the American quince sensation. With mass migration to El Norte, migrant workers began to throw their daughters expensive quinceañeras. Over time, the commercialization of the quince would boom, and traditions changed. The traditional pink or white dress became frilly and extravagant, complete with a sparkling tiara. Advertisements for dress designers, limo companies, caterers, photographers, and venues have become commonplace, for better or for worse. Even rich cultural traditions, like the quince, are not immune from commercialization. Today, we explored how the quince has become a cultural milestone for Latina girls by reviewing its astronomical price tag, its social aspects, and finally, its rituals. As for me, I wouldn't trade my quince experience for anything. From my cousins dancing awkwardly, to falling face forward into the party bus, and even rubbing my eye makeup off. My quince will forever be one of the most important days of my life. I gained freedom. I can party more, stay out with my friends later, and even date. But independence doesn't mean I get to do whatever I want. Instead, it comes with responsibility and a promise to my family. In the words of my favorite poet, Jimmy Santiago Vaca, te promete a ti y a todas las cosas vivas que nunca te abandonaría. I promise you and all living things that I will never